what are your triggers? But then there's also that healthy balance of just going, how do they really make me feel? How am I feeling when I'm with them? Am I feeling like they're there to support me as a friend? Or am I feeling like they're there to just project their own shit onto me? I'm experiencing new love as I've met someone who seems to be my match. At the same time, I hope that this one is really the one. And I'm so tired of being single. I'm also over trying to find evolved men to date. How do I balance the excitement without losing myself in the future of what I want this to be? Isn't that a great question? I'm always going to go back to whenever we find ourselves saying the one, referring to a romantic partner, we always have to come back to the anchor that the one is within ourselves. That is always where the depth and the connection has to remain. And I know this for you, that you're very cognizant of not building a fantasy, because otherwise you wouldn't be asking the question, which is really where this is headed towards, about the excitement of losing myself. What comes to me specific to this is just have fun. Have fun. And when you get a thought about the future, is this person blah, 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 just go back to, I'm having fun right now. I'm having fun right now. I want to have fun right now. Let's do things that help us both have fun right now, and be in the fun of the newness of the relationship, because new love is so much fun. It's like where you can move mountains and where everything seems blissful and dreamy, and no one can do anything wrong, not even the random rude taxi driver on the street. But then as time goes on, things happen and things change, and you start to get to know each other in a different way. And it triggers different things within ourselves. So stay in the new love excitement and stay in the new love fun, and journal about it. Journal about the new love fun, because when things get difficult down the road, you can always go back to that journal and go back to that energy about the fun with that person. Oftentimes what people do, not everyone, but what people happen to do, is they look for a new mate. When things get difficult, they're like, well, let me just find something else to be fun. I know that's not for you. I know it's more for the collective, because you really are committed to being in this relationship and wanting it to be long term. A long time ago, I think it was actually when I was getting married. I don't think I actually did this myself, but I remember someone telling me this as a tool, and it's coming to me for whatever reason right now, that you, find a box, a memento kind of box. Write down all the things that you really, really love about this person, all the things that you find exciting, all the things that you find different and opposite about this person. Well, now I'm adding on some things into this little idea, but put them into a box and put a candle in there. And if you drink wine or you drink champagne or whatever you drink, put it all in the box. Maybe there's a memento, something that they've given you, something that just has a special significance for you, and put it all in that little box. And have that be your little happy box. So when things get tough, you come back to that box and you come back to the things that you really love about each other and that are dreamy about each other and that you thought were about the match part of you. And you can come back to that box as much as you want. Excuse me, you might have to refill the whatever beverage you have in there whenever you tap into that box. But it's a special place, and it's honoring the beautiful things about the relationship, so that the things that start to become expectations or judgments or discord in the future can be minimized instead of maximized. So that's what's coming to me. I want to make sure I've answered that question now. Yeah, someone who seems to be my match. And also, I'm not saying that this is for you specifically, but there is this big energy coming in that is, it's your match for right now. And it may not be for forever. We want it to be. We love it to be, but just don't be in this expectation of what it has to be or what you, the fear of if it's not that. And I think that's where things start to creep in and we start to find ourselves in a different energy. So honor the match and honor all those beautiful things. Go back to that exercise that I just said, put it in a box, a memento box, and bring it out as many times as you need to, and add to the box as many times as you have things that come to you that you really want to remember and share with your loved one. And I think over time, and what's coming is to do this at least once a year, that you visit the box. And maybe it's on your anniversary. Maybe it's once a month, that you add things to the box. You add things about what you've learned about yourself, what you've learned about the other person. And I think you're going to find that newness and that match feeling and that one feeling. And how do you as my partner complement the oneness, me being in my oneness, me being in my growth, me getting the life lessons that I came here to learn. Because if they feel like a match, they definitely are here to help you learn. Okay. Again, I always love to hear the comments. And if you want to go deeper, you can always go on to bethbell.me, and there's lots of ways that we can work together to talk about any aspect in any stage of relationship that you're in. I always appreciate every week, 11:11 on Sunday Pacific time, that you're here with me live. And if you're watching on replay, I love that too, because it's still the same. You can write questions in the comments and I'll be sure to ask and answer them in next week's show. If you want more support, you want to dive deeper into something that's going on in your life, please go over to bethbell.me and check out how we can work together. I put a lot of stuff in the description below as well. There's also the Awakening and Healing Handbook. It's an ebook. It's just jam-packed with great tips, tools, techniques, and methodologies to help you through some of these really challenging times. And there's also the Herpes Handbook, which is jam-packed with some good information as well, and the Psychedelics Resource Guide, and many other things. So, I look forward to hearing from you. Please write in the comments if you've enjoyed the show, if you've enjoyed any of the questions, if they resonate with you, if you have something new that you want to talk about. All right. Until next week, I'm wishing you much bliss and love on the journey. Namaste. I always appreciate every week, 11:11 on Sunday Pacific time, that you're here with me live. And if you're watching on replay, I love that too, because it's still the same. You can write questions in the comments and I'll be sure to ask and answer them in next week's show. If you want more support, you want to dive deeper into something that's going on in your life, please go over to bethbell.me and check out how we can work together. I put a lot of stuff in the description below as well. There's also the Awakening and Healing Handbook. It's an ebook. It's just jam-packed with great tips, tools, techniques, and methodologies to help you through some of these really challenging times. And there's also the Herpes Handbook, which is jam-packed with some good information as well, and the Psychedelics Resource Guide. So I look forward to hearing from you. Please write in the comments if you've enjoyed the show, if you've enjoyed any of the questions, if they resonate with you, if you have something new that you want to talk about. Until next week, I'm wishing you much bliss and love on the journey. Namaste.